Hey guys, Shay here from Fool on a Journey, and it is Tipsy Tarot time. So I am here with the Templar Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and this is actually the extra card. I think it's called the Flute. I mean, it's not because he's playing the flute, but I really do think that's actually the name of the card. It's in the guidebook, which I have not read, so I do not know a whole lot about this deck from the artist's standpoint. I can only tell you what I see after having had quite a bit of Crown Royal Black Label and some Sprite. It's delicious. So, the reason that I don't do a whole lot of Tipsy Tarot videos is a couple reasons. One, I actually don't drink that much. And the other one is it's really hard to come up with good things to drink and do. I would love to do a live where I get drunk and read cards for people drunk. I don't know if anybody would be into that, but I would definitely be into that. That would be fun. But I'd have to schedule it, and that's hard. So what I decided to do was pull up. So every time an Instagram challenge comes up and it's like a card a day for the 30 days or 31 days or whatever, I save it on my Instagram because I mean to do it, and then I just never do. So I have all of them saved, and this one's actually from a really long time ago, but it's all about bonding with a new deck. And even though I've had this deck for a while, I don't know anything about it, so I thought it'd be really fun to do this deck bond deal with this deck. So let's do that. It was called #July Deck Bond, and it was by the, where are their Instagram names? Tarot Ties. It says Lisa at Tarot Ties and Sandra at Fire Rose Tarot. So they were the ones who originated this on Instagram. People did it on Instagram. I'm 2 years late and doing it drunk on YouTube because I don't follow rules, man. I'm a rebel. Sorry, I'll tone down the humming. It's a drunk thing. Okay, so let's move Mr. Flute. So your deck introduces itself. So we're going to shuffle. They're all mixed up because trying to find the crap that this tag was asking me for was a freaking nightmare. Like, I mean, it's all mixed up like crazy. So I'm going with just a one card introduction. So say hello, Templar Tarot. The Fool! Oh, yay! And I'm Fool on a Journey, so, you know, that's awesome. Yes! Look at that gorgeous card. Obsessed. Okay, so it's all painted, but it's photographs of the paintings, and I'm going to be honest. The quality... Oh, sorry, I have a tripod. The quality of some of them is not good. Like, this is a very sharp, clear image. This is excellent quality. And then some of them, for some reason, are fuzzy. And the best I could come up with is that maybe he zoomed in the photo, not well or something. I honestly don't know. But there are a couple. And the King of Wands is one of the ones I remember thinking that was weirdly blurry. And I don't think it's the paint because a lot of the paint style is very clear. And then weirdly, that one is just blurry. So who knows? But this deck says hello with the Fool. Go on an adventure. Go on a journey. Enjoy. Number 2, what your deck needs from you. And you know what? I'm going to stick that back in there because it could be cool if I get it again. So let's mix it up. So what my deck needs from me. Hopefully I don't get one of the really wacky ones that I don't know really what means. There are some wacky ones. Be prepared. Oh, King of Wands. So this is what I mean. This is actually the blurry one. It needs me to be the King of Wands, the master of my domain. It needs me to be seated in my power. Yeah, baby. Write that down. The anchor on this seems interesting. Like, what's an anchor doing in the King of Wands? And, so I only know this because I've gone through the deck 50 million times. He has this one wing over here, and the Queen is sitting the same throne, and she has one wing over here. It's actually pretty awesome. So, my deck needs me to be in the fire of fire, in control of my power and my emotions and all of the passion that is me. Moving on. What kind of readings your deck prefers? What kind of readings do you prefer, deck? The Hanged Man. Ooh. Okay, so this is a really weird card. Let's just look at this. It's weird. He's sinking into quicksand, I think. Again, have not read the guidebook, know nothing about what the artist intended yet. I'll get there eventually. But this is definitely weird. It's looking rough. This is a bad situation. So I would say this is somebody who is really forced to accept where they are. So I need to be ready to face some hard truths that I may not want to face when I pull this deck out. That's good. Good stuff. Write that down. Okay, I promise not to say that after every one. I mean, I should be writing this down, but whatever. It's on film. Okay. Greatest strength of the deck. Templar Tarot, tell me your strength. The Four of Pentacles. This really seems like another, like, face the reality thing. Like, he's picking up the pentacles that are holding him down. So greatest strength would be, I would say, acknowledging, you know, showing me the things I don't need and the chains I need to break free from. Apparently, this deck is all about throwing intense shit in my face, is what I'm getting so far. It's my general vibe. The art's gorgeous. Can we just take a minute? Like, it really is freaking beautiful. It really makes the person glow, and the blue back there. There are wings on, like, every figure. I don't know why. Who knows? I'm going to imagine that that's probably something it wants me to look in the guidebook and figure out. I'll get there eventually. Greatest weakness. Weakness. Templar Tarot. What is your weakness? The Ten of Wands. So, trying to do too many things. Being overburdened. So having too much going on. Fascinating. Maybe it doesn't want me to read the guidebook. Weakness. What do we see that looks weak? She seems very attached to those wands. She seems like she really does not want to let go. Maybe this is a thing where, like, so it gave me 2 in a row where it was like facing hard truths and forcing reality on me, and maybe it's like saying that it's a deck that won't let shit go. Like, when it tries to tell you a message, it's going to tell you that message 10 times, and it's going to beat you over the head with it. Interesting. Moving along. Nature of our collaboration. What would we be like together, Templar Tarot? The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, so pretty. That's gorgeous. So our collaboration is going to be a slow, steady move forward. We are not going to be in a hurry. We are not going to rush this. Okay, fine. I'll read the frickin' guidebook. I got your memo. Oh, so pretty. The colors are phenomenal. That actually was what made me decide to buy the deck a year ago when I bought it. Oh, damn. I said I was going to not hum anymore. Will I use this deck to read for others? I have a really hard time dealing with yes/no questions with tarot. So I guess I'm going to turn it into a, how do you feel about me using you to read with others? That would be better. Oh, that's lovely. So this looks like a personal, intimate situation. So maybe it is going to be something that I could do with people like one-on-one, but maybe it wouldn't be something that I would ever want to use in a group of people. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Because even though everything around looks beautiful, there is that skull there. So right there, they're bonding over a loss. Or at least that's what it looks like to me. Interesting. So it's a one-on-one deal. So I can share, but I need to share privately. What the deck thinks of me. Other than that, I've had too much to drink. Hopefully. Oh! That's not a positive card. Okay, so what do you mean when you say you think of me as the Five of Pentacles? You think that I am very caught up on old relics and bygone eras and things of the past. Which is true. I mean, let's get real here. That's literally a medieval imagery deck. Come on. Okay, fine. I mean, it's true. That's why I bought this deck. But you didn't need to call me out like that. Easy, pal. Okay, so now we get into the ones where I pick a few. So I'm gonna have to like flip through, but I already have them written down. So I already did all this part, which was interesting. Let me tell you. So I am looking for. I would imagine that in flipping through all of these craziness. Okay, so there were 3 that were my favorite. So the High Priestess is definitely one. Let's see if I got that in the frame. Look at that High Priestess. She's on the cover of the book, which I actually found first. I wanted to know where the heck she came from because I had to have it. She is gorgeous. I don't know for a fact what her deal is. Like I don't know anything about this really, but it's like watery back there behind her. This is a net of some kind. It looks like a fishing net. And this behind her, this is not a tail, which to be fair, I did think it was this kind of like dragon tail initially. But it's not a tail. There's a seashell and this net. And this is an anchor sitting behind her. And now that I've seen that and acknowledged that, it's like really going deep. I mean, she is diving into deep waters. And I freaking love it. So that was one. And then there were actually 2 more that counted as favorites, even though I was only supposed to pick one. Sorry. So I'm just going to flip through these really fast until I find it. By the end of this, and me digging through this to find all of these cards that I've written down, you will probably have seen the entire deck. Oh, this is the other one. Okay, so look at this Wheel of Fortune. Holy Toledo. So it's not like a real picture. It's in this skull. There's these scrolls over here. It's an angel wing on one side of this person and an antler coming out on this side, and they're reading cards. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to sing anymore, I'm sorry. But I'm obsessed. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Okay, and then there was one more that was a favorite just because it was so crazy. Let me find it. It's the Magician, but who knows where. Here it is. Okay. This is wild. There is so much happening in this card. Like, so it's a she. She has, I think it's a she. It looks like a she. So she's got all this crazy stuff in different hands. So we've got this one is like reaching up, and this one is reaching to this angel, and this is trying to comfort these people, stepping on this snake. So it's like crushing this snake, and it's about to step on this dude down here. Oh, sorry, I'm out of frame again. And then there's a lotus in one hand and a skull in one hand, and this hand just dropped this crown, and there's all these people, like, this dude doesn't even have any hands, and these people are laid out naked, and what is happening, man? Like, there's angel wings on the ground. I don't know. Oh, no, it's crazy. Like, that's literally all I can... It's crazy. And there's, like, a skull in this tree back here. Oh, and the crucifix in the tree. Like, can you... Do you see that? Dude is being crucified in that tree. There are crucifixes all over this deck. Also, by the way, so if that bothers you, even though you love the art, there are depictions of, I guess, crucified Christ everywhere. Which, I mean, Knights Templar, that was definitely deal with the church. I mean, that's nuts. It's crazy. Anyways, so those were my favorites, just because they were weird and wacky and evoked strong emotions. So my least favorite card, it's actually two. Let me find them. So if you haven't noticed in my flip throughs, oh, here's two right here. Okay. The Kings and Queens. Now in the King and Queen of Wands, there's like, they sort of share a wing, and so it kind of makes them look connected. These really just looks like a dude and a chick. So like, but there's a seashell behind her throne and an anchor behind his. And she gets a lighthouse and he gets a sea dragon. So I mean, there's subtle differences, but you can do better. I don't know. That was just kind of my takeaway. Like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but they look so similar. Like, I want something a little more dramatically different. So the Kings and Queens together were my least favorite. Okay, so the deck's favorite card. All right. That's going to be something weird, I'm sure. Be something crazy. What's your favorite card? The Chariot. That's a good chariot, too. They're unicorns. Holy S, I didn't even notice that before. Holy S, like I've already cussed in this video. I don't know why I'm trying not to. And then, but they have claws. Okay, can you see this? The lighting is really not fantastic in this setup, but claws. Interesting. Unicorns with claws. And he's holding a scythe. Who is this dude? I don't know. That's a guidebook question. But your favorite card is the Chariot. I will remember that. Actually, I probably won't remember that. I'll probably have to rewatch this video later. I was gonna hum, but I stabbed myself, and so now I'm singing. What is the deck's least favorite card? Watch it pick one of my favorites. Your least favorite is the Six of Pentacles. You know, this is actually really interesting. This is not typical Six of Pentacles. I can't decide if she came and is asking for help and so she's given her one, or if she is like paying into whatever she is. Like, is she a queen? Is she a priestess? I get the vibe of something holy with this cross in the throne. So I can't decide if she's like paying tithes to the church, except if that was true, then it would not be a woman in that chair. Or is it that she came and asked for help and now she's being given? It's very interesting. I don't know. I can see both. I can see both. Because, I mean, she's kneeling. Like, that's her leg down there. So she's kneeling. She's on one knee. So I guess maybe she's asking for help. Who knows? Very strange. Maybe it doesn't like it because it could go both ways. The name your deck wants. Okay, I'm not pulling a card for this because, quite frankly, one, I'm not going to call it by whatever card I pull. I won't remember. And I typically call my decks like a shortened version of whatever the name of the deck is. And then I refer to them like that with a personification. I did a whole video about deck personification that was a VR to Katie Flowers. You should watch it. I'd say I'd link it below, but honestly, I probably won't. I never link anything in these tipsy videos. Maybe I will. Who knows? Couldn't tell you. Blue. Okay, so now they're about to do all this color shit, which is crazy. I dug, and laid out cards and went nuts, finding the bluest card and the reddest card and the hottest card. What the hell? Okay, so Three of Pentacles. Let me find a three. Three of Pentacles. And it's the bluest card in my deck. Queen, double. Three of Cups. I know, you'd have thought it had been one of those, wouldn't you? But wait till you see this Three of Pentacles. Come on, three. I will strongly recommend this hashtag July deck bond if you want a reason to dig through your decks for random cards for No good reason. It's definitely working. I know these cards now because I had to dig through them all. There it is. It's so blue. Okay, again with the antlers and the wings and the, I couldn't tell you, but she, angel, it is polishing up that pentacle. And it's blue. Very, very blue. Card with the most red is the Sun, which I unfortunately will use for another question later, I think, but red is red is red. I can't pick up that many at a time, I guess. They do not fan well, I will say that. They kind of stick to each other. So cardstock's super thick and a little bit sticky because it's real matte and they just, I don't know, they don't slide. There's the Sun. And there's like a face in there and then you can see the rays coming out. Crazy. But there's a face. You see the face? There he is. There's a face in there. And then her wings are being burned off, but she seems unconcerned. She's just reading her book. And the land is burning behind her. Who knows? I don't know. Sun. I don't know what that means. Darkest card. 20 is Judgment. Where did Judgment go? And it is a weird one. Judgment, 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 where'd you go? The Moon, which is pretty dark, but I really just decided this one beat it out. Okay, this is weird. Oh, we got blurry, sorry. Come back. So, here's what you normally see in Judgment, right? You get the angel coming down. But here we have the crucifixion again. There's a skull in the base of this tree that he is crucified on. And then we've got this angel standing guard over here. There's these drums and cups on the ground. I don't know. There's a skeleton. This looks like a dragon hanging out down here on the bottom. Who knows? And then there's this weird creepy thing down here. But anywho, dark. For sure. Darkest card in content and in color, except for the angel at the top. Definitely covered the dark scenario. Lightest card. Oh, okay. So these were all together. Let me find them. Yeah, so you're going to watch me flip through this a whole lot, trying to find the ones that I picked for the answers to these questions. So you're sort of getting a flip through, kind of. I'm telling myself that that works and that it's totally okay to make you watch me do this 90 times. Where did you go? Light, light, light. Okay, there's one. Nope. 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 You guys. So many cards. And they're big. So the juggling is rough. Okay, and there's those. What am I missing? Oh yeah, where'd the little page go? There he is. Okay. So here's the king. All right, sorry, I was blocking the light. King, queen, knight, and page. Of cups. And I will say you can sort of see the landscape. Like he's still in the water, but you can see the land sort of coming around. Like there's a peninsula out here. He's coming out of the water. He's still in the shallows. She's a little bit deeper, but she can still see the lighthouse, and he's out in the deep with the monsters. So I'm seeing the story that he's creating with these. I still just think that these two could be a little bit more different. I don't know. Now that I see the story all together, I guess I like it better. But those are all the lightest cards in the deck. cards showing abundance. I could not get it lower than 2. So I will pull out those 2. They were 10s, just gotta find them. And while I'm doing that, you can just be admiring the gorgeousness of this deck. 10, 10, 10. 10 of Pentacles. And where's that other one? With my rainbow. Holy moly. I mean, I knew that there was going to be a lot of flipping, but I did not anticipate quite this much. And I didn't want to pull them all out because then I wouldn't have the whole deck there for when we were doing the questions for the deck. You know. Okay, so to me, the 10 of Pentacles is full pockets and a big family. Come on. Get in there. There we go. So 10 of Pentacles, full pockets, big family. 10 of Cups, full heart. Those were the 2 that looked the most abundant to me. And they are beautiful. Alrighty. Card showing poverty. So this is actually a weird one, and it really came down to the facial expression, if I'm being super honest. It's not necessarily what else is in the card. It's mostly just what this dude looks like in this card. Oh shit, I'm singing again, sorry. Where did you go? Where did you go? No. I swear I just saw it. It's going to be in the back somewhere. Or it's going to end up being in the front because I started looking in the back first. You kidding me? Like I said, not easy to like spread and look through. So I will say the size of them is a bit of a pain. If I had something standard to compare them with, I would, but I don't have any standards sitting around. There it is. Okay, so this Justice, which actually is currently my little, what is it called? It's called my avatar, my face. The picture that is me right now is this dude's face, because I always use the card of my year to represent me for my channel and my Instagram story. So it is this card this year. And this is Justice, and he looks really desperate for justice. You know, he's presenting the sword, he's holding that scale out, and to me, this doesn't feel like this is justice, where like normally you see that the woman on the throne blindfolded holding the sword, and she doesn't care who you are, she's going to hear the case and then judge you. This seems like I accept. I don't need to know who's judging me, I don't need to know anything. Here's the sword if I'm guilty, here's the scale, give me justice. Like, this looks like somebody coming and asking for it, which is really fascinating for me, and it's actually why I ended up picking this card this year. And you do sort of, the nails around the heads in these skulls, I don't know what that is supposed to be symbolizing, but it's fascinating. The book in this one I'm obsessed with, and this was only one of 2 Justice cards in my entire collection that had an hourglass. And I really got into that. I can't remember the other one. Of course I can't, because I've been drinking Crown Royal all night. But with Justice being my card of the year this year, I really sort of, I saw that hourglass, and I really sort of just latched on to the idea of balancing time, and time being on a scale. If you're spending your time in one place, you literally can't be spending it anywhere else. So like when one goes up, the other one goes down. Like, that's just how it works. You're spending a whole bunch of time at work, you're spending no time with family. You're spending a whole bunch of time with family, you're not advancing in your work. Like, and that balance and the justice of the time was really something that I really latched onto this year, for Justice being my card of the year. So anyways, that was a long rambling answer to that one. This was just supposed to be a card about poverty. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. The dreamiest card. was easy to pick. It's actually one of my favorite cards totally in tarot. It's actually just one of my favorite cards. And it's actually one that I constantly look for whenever I buy a deck, because I want to know that I like this card, and if I don't, things can get dicey. Where'd you go? I should start like trying to pile these up and separate them so I can find them faster, huh? I guess you guys don't expect me to have really smart, intelligent ideas right now. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Isn't that just dreamy? I'm pretty obsessed. She is, well, I'm saying she. It's got long hair. And it looks like it's in a dress. I'm going with she. But she's just really hanging on to this guy, and he's, you know, petting her hair and taking her away from the danger, and she can put the sword down, and look at that gorgeous sky. Can you see that? Sorry, the lighting isn't. It's fantastic. Ugh, dreamy. And the nice calm waters, and the sky is reflected in the water, and all the good things. Most bizarre card. And I picked two of them because they were both super weird. Super weird. When you see them, you'll understand. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, weirder than Judgment. I know, right? Okay. This is one. Oh, there they both are. I had them together. Okay, let's talk about this Lover's card, because this thing is weird. I've never seen this ever in my tarot lifetime. I mean, I guess it hasn't been that long, but it's definitely weird. Okay, so the focus of the card is not a man, it's a woman, which is not as crazy. I did, after I kind of was like, that's really weird, I did find a couple more in a couple of other decks. So that part isn't unheard of. However, she is not choosing between men. Okay, if you look up here, okay, this angel is pointing to the church. And this little skeleton dude in the red with the flower, yeah, he's leading her down here into hell. Oh, what is this? Okay, and then there's all this crazy stuff. There's an hourglass down here. You see all these seashells and wine, and then there's all these books, and there's a scribe back here. And I think this dude with the bell is supposed to be like, I think this is supposed to be all representation of like the church. And then this is like the bad stuff. I don't know. But how wacky and crazy is this? Like, that's just weird. So now the choice is not the pure woman and the, you know, tempting woman. It's the church in hell, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming that's what it's meant to be. I mean, we got this dude down here playing a fiddle, right? Okay, you see this? That is one sassy fiddling skeleton, you know, and the devil plays a fiddle, so clearly that must be hell. Just kidding. That's the crown talking. But I'd never seen that before. Oh, and the other one, that's what you're waiting for. Okay, so this Temperance. I don't know what we're looking at here. I don't know if it's the dude who's disrobed or if he's about to wrap himself up in this robe, and there's all these books down here, like some kind of like, I really don't know what's going on. Like, I stared at this one for a while. I don't get it. I'm not seeing it. Gonna have to read the book. Does not quite make sense to me. So those were definitely the weird ones. So I had to pick a winged creature, and it was easy. It was actually one of my favorite cards that I saw online before I even bought the deck. As soon as I find it. I mean, there's wings like on almost every card, so I just picked my favorite one. And it is, look at this hermit, y'all. Oh, shit, I'm not singing, I swear. It's just really go within. Don't look at anything else. Don't look out. Don't see it. It's all inside of you. So good. Protect yourself from outside influence. I get that from this card too. Anyways, love it. Okay. Smallest person or being. This was such a weird one. I found one. There's a kid in here. Only one. I had to pull through the entire deck to find it. Which, I mean, I suppose is the idea of why you would only do this, like, one card a day instead of all in one night. But what the hell? Go crazy. Where did you go? Yep, kid. Bam. 2 kids. Those are the only ones. And that is the 10 of Pentacles. With the gorgeous family with the kiddos. Okay. Angriest person or being. This was a pain in the freaking rear. I didn't find anybody angry in this deck. And then I found this guy. Which, how weird is this 7 of Swords, by the way? That's very interesting. So this dude's mad about something. So he's arguing his point on this paper. And this dude is saying, nope, we're taking up arms. And he's saying, but no, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. They're arguing. He looks angry. Very interesting. I don't know what the significance of the argument is, but I will be looking it up eventually when booze is not involved. The coldest card. The coldest card. I mean, I did technically find one, so it's not that it doesn't exist, but who came up with these crazy ass questions? Though again, I will point out that I know this deck really well now. So if you need to bond to something, this is it. This is it. 8, 8, 8. I need an 8. Wrong 8. Where did you go? There it is. There's snow. It took me a really long time to find it, but there it is. This 8 of Cups as he's hiking up the mountain into snow. This is actually one of the most standard images that I've seen in this deck. Just the walking away from the cups. Up the mountain. Hottest card. 15 is the Devil. Which I guess that's kind of an obvious one. And I did sort of toy around with the Sun again, but I didn't want to pick it twice. So I was more creative than that. You're welcome. Now we just have to find the fucker. I mean, damn it. I was doing so good not swearing. Don't tell my mom. Just kidding. I think she watches my channel. Hey, Mom. Where did you go, Satan? Just kidding. He isn't Satan. There he is. He is very weirdly pagan, which actually, the amount of horns on people, and the Emperor and the Empress both have horns. This is really, it's a fascinating combination of very pagan and very Catholic. Like, there's crucifixes everywhere, but there's horns, and our devil has cloven feet and horns. Like, and he's a centaur looking kind of dude, or like with the goat. So like Pan with the goat legs, and then the human body. Like, it's a really interesting, fascinating combination of pagan and Catholic, which is so weird. But hey, I'm a fan. Okay. Most waterlogged was the Knight. Where'd you go? He was the one that looked like he was the most surrounded in water of the water ones. Oh, sorry, my thumb is in the way. That is the Knight of Cups on his Sea Dragon. Cool dude. The driest card. Okay, look. Wettest card, driest card, I'm telling you. And you think it takes me a while to find them now? You should have seen me laying these out trying to find them to start with. Things were getting crazy. Yeah, so you see what I mean? That emperor is the horned one, or the horned god, and he's casting runes. So very pagan, but then the priest is... That's the other one. They changed the Hierophant to the priest, and if you see that shit, whew, that's weird. That is the most Catholic and pagan image I've ever seen. Oh, craps. What was I looking for? The Four of Swords. That's what I was looking for. Where are you, Four of Swords? Yeah, look at that priest. He's got horns, but he's a priest. What is happening? And he's got like thorns around him and wings. Ugh, it's crazy. Okay, there it is. Look, see, rambles work sometimes. Sometimes the ramble works. So here's the Four of Swords. He's in the desert and he's meditating about his stuff or whatever. I don't know. But that looked like desert and dry land. Go with it, people. Go with it. We're getting to the end, I promise. We're almost done. 3 more. 29. Featuring a building. Okay? Which obviously I'm sure everybody had the same thought that I did and was like, let's make that shit easy and find the tower. Bam. I just have to find it. Tower. Where did you go? There it is. Ta-da! Okay, look at this. That's beautiful. Got the lightning, and it set the building on fire, and there are fallen people, and there are all these crosses at the top. Can you see all that detail? Who knows? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. And then down here, it's all in a ruin, and things are all falling apart. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. So there's your building. All right, here we go. 2 more. Featuring love. This was fascinating. Okay, so initially you think, of course, like 2 of Cups are the lovers. Well, we know the lovers was a weird spiritual choice. Okay, and the 2 of Cups really looked more like soulmate-y best friend kind of 2 of Cups, which I'm good with it. There wasn't anything wrong with it. But the one that fascinated me by being very weirdly romantic was the... Where did you go? Oh, shit, I'm hunting again. Yeah, so see, there's the 2 of Cups, and they really just kind of look like buddies. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's definitely a guy and a girl, but they seem like best friends. Like, they seem very, like, that relaxed, comfortable, sort of, you know, compassionate, friendly kind of love. And then there was... Oh my god, of course I can't find it when I want to. Here it is. Look how romantic this looks. Like, she was out here doing this meditation with these swords, and he came up behind her, and he's, like, gonna kiss her neck, and, oh, man, their embrace just seemed really romantic to me. Like, I can feel the love. And he's kind of has a ghost of wings going on. I don't know what that is about, but I like it. I'm into these 2. And it's the 2 of Swords. There's usually only 1 figure in that card, so that was really cool. And then New Beginnings, I did this stereotypical thing like I did with the tower and just picked the world. So there is the world, and it is just this angel in this whirlwind of earth and water. And we've done it all, and now we're going to erase it and start again, is kind of the vibe that I get. And officially for this video, we've done it all. You've seen it all, almost. In that flipping, you should have seen almost every single card in this deck. Hopefully you got interested. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about this deck. When I have read the guidebook, I will come back and tell you more. And as always, thanks for watching.